Hey friends, today's conversation, if you are on Instagram, I just want you to be aware that through YouTube, my Facebook group, and LinkedIn, I do have a background that's happening. So just so you're aware, if I'm speaking and I'm pointing at stuff, just be aware that I do have a background that I am going over and there's a screen here. So we're going to go over today the sacral center. One of the biggest confusions about the sacral center is, how do I know if I'm responding or not? How do I know if I'm still reacting, or how can I really decipher what my sacral center is responding to? What does response really mean? So anybody that's outside of Instagram, I have a backdrop here and it shows the sacral center and all the gates. So if you're on Instagram, grab your chart and look at the red square, whether it's defined or not. It's so important to understand this because this is truly the heart and soul of how we are designed to make money on this planet, because it is the productivity and the reproductivity of our physicality and of our reality. It's all about responding, okay? So through the sacral center is creative, it is reproductive, and it is also productive, okay? And it allows us to understand, how are we designed to utilize the energy of that sacral center. The sacral center, for me, even though it's called a motor in the human design system, I see it as this big cosmic battery. It is as though we're waiting to tap into this energy. It's like this, it's this potential that's there. And our projectors or advisors, they really want to tap into that energy. Our manifestors, or the innovators in the business world, is what we call the manifester. They want to have the capacity to utilize this energy, to have the creative energy that they are flowing through them come to an actual realization and a fruition. So if we were to take a look at just the sacral center, and we're going to dissect that a little bit today. The sacral center truly is about this capacity for us to respond. It is also very creative, it is productive, and it is reproductive. But the sacral center, if you have it defined in your body graph, if you don't have it defined, this is going to be a lot of information for you to utilize while you're interacting with people that have it defined. The sacral center, if it's defined, it's going to be defined in a particular way. There's going to be a channel that is connected to this center, and that connection might go to the root, it might go to the spleen, it might go to the emotional center, it might go up to the G center, and it might go up to the throat. There's many ways for this to be connected. And if it is connected, this is the whole point of what you are designed to deliver to the other person. So Instagram, we are talking about the sacral center today and understanding respondability and response. Let's break this down into understanding the collective logic, understanding the collective abstract, and understanding the individual, as well as understanding the tribal, okay? So everything flows through the sacral center. So the sacral center, if you have it defined in your body graph and you have either gate 42 or 29, the whole point, when you are responding, when your sacral center is there to deliver its energy out of this cosmic battery, It's going to be about accomplishing growth and accomplishing discovery. So the 42 is all about growth. The 29 is truly about saying yes to discover. It's collective, but we're also discovering and maturing individually in this, because we're not in this alone. That's why there's collective and tribal energy. So if you have either one of those gates defined, what you're going to be responding to is, am I going to mature in this? Is there going to be something that I can grok out of this experience so that I can discover myself, I can discover the collective? So the sacral center is responding to the collective maturation process. And the 42 and the 29, what they really want to do is accomplish an experience. That is what the abstract wants to do. It wants to accomplish and progress through an experience so that it can use its creative energy, so that it can mature, so that it can discover new things. So if either one of those gates are defined in your sacral center, whether they be connected to a channel or just the gate, understand that's the process. That's what you're responding to. You're responding to this capacity to grow and discover. Now let's take a look at the logic. Logic is actually all about achievement. Logic wants to, hit a goal, set a goal, hit a goal, set a goal, hit a goal. It wants to perfect. So the 9 and the 5, if those are defined in the sacral center, you want to have the capacity to then understand that the 9 and the 5 are all about details. The 5 is all about scheduling, having a fixed flow, having a fixed rhythm. Because what the logical circuitry truly, truly wants is it wants a step-by-step process. How can I achieve my goal? Just lay it out for me. That's all that the logical center or the logical circuitry really wants. Lay it out for me. Give me the movement that I need to do. And if you have that, either the 5 or the 9 defined in your body graph, you will notice that you'll be responding to these moments where there is logic involved, where there is something to achieve, where there is something that can be quote unquote scheduled or put into, the movement's going to be your own rhythm. So lean into that response. Know what your sacral center is defined to be responding to. That's how you remove the confusion. That's how you remove the doubt. And you've heard me say this before. I'm in lots of human design groups, and it just blows my mind, the confusion that happens around here. And that's exactly, Ra always said that too. I can't believe how many people are really confused and can't understand response. And this isn't saying anything bad. If you're in that space, just go easy on yourself, be compassionate, and break down everything in the sacral center that's defined so that you understand at a deep level, what are you designed to respond to? Because if it is defined, you're designed to have that request of that energy. People are designed to request that energy from you. Okay? So now let's take a look at the individual. The individual circuitry, I love it. Individuality is all about empowerment. Okay? It's all about empowerment. And without being empowered, we are disempowered. And being disempowered, there cannot be any vision or any convictions that can then move forward. So if we were to just take a look at the sacral center, this doesn't include anything else. If we were just to take a look at the individual center, the 3 wants to take what we know from the old, and the 3 actually creates something new. It's very innovative. And one of the things Ra always said as well was that if he had the capacity, he probably would have done days and days and days of courses just on the 3rd gate, because it is the genetic imperative. It provides us with our genes, how we are are created from the mom and the dad, right? So we're created from the old, and then this new thing emerges. This new mutation emerges out of the 3. So we're taking this old energy and we're mutating it into the 3. And again, remember, individual circuitry is all about impulse. There's the pulse is on, the pulse is off, the pulse is on, the pulse is off. There has to be this beautiful moment in time where the chaos can then come to an order. If you just think about, there's just that brief moment in time where the sperm enters the egg. It's just this crack that it enters in. And now the new mutation can take place. And the 14 is the wheelbarrow. If you look at the I Ching and you go into the ancient teachings of the I Ching is all about the 14 being the wheelbarrow, the treasure trove. All the resources are there in the 14. And what the 14 is designed to do, it's designed to say, okay, there's this new innovation coming. What are we actually going to invest our money in? We have the money. It's about the management of that resource. So you will notice, if you have any of these, you will notice this energy inside of you. Now things can start to go click, 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 click. Okay? The 34 is all about personal power. It's this personal energy, and it isn't for anybody else. However, when we are aligned and we're using our personal energy in a way that is completely productive, then all of a sudden, everybody wins. Because again, I'm going to say this over and over and over. We're not in this alone. We're definitely not in this alone. So the 34 is about you being empowered. The 3420 runs the world. It was the original creation. It is the energy moving into manifestation. The 3420 is the oldest channel. It's the oldest creation in human design. Energy moving into mutation. And it's very individual, and it's that capacity to use that individual energy for yourself. And when you're totally aligned, what you notice is that all of a sudden you're using it for everybody, because when you're empowered, everybody around you gets to be empowered. Okay? So again, take a look at what do you have defined. You want to know this stuff. You want to know the line value of it. You want to know it. So when people are requesting your energy as a sacral being, 70% of the population are sacral beings. You really grasp, okay, is this request actually pulling on my true self or not? Now, I don't want you to get in your head either, okay? Because there's no way for you to be inside your head and ask your sacral center the question, because the conditioned mind, that subconscious patterning, will always hold you back from the correct response. Just will. That's what the subconscious does until we repattern it and reprogram it. Okay, so get to know this really well. Now, the 27 and the 59, the 27 and the 59 are tribal energies. The 27 is all about nourishment. It is about how can I preserve the tribe? However, I want to go back to, if you're not empowered, if you do not feel as though you have support in your life, then it's very difficult to then nurture and nourish and preserve the tribe. The support mechanism must go both ways. And one of the phrases I use all the time when I'm coaching my clients, altruism will equal death. Do not give up your own energy field, your own soul, your own body. Don't sacrifice your body hoping to preserve someone else. Preserve self first. Be very selfish. That's a part of the 27. Be selfish. Keep your cup full so that you then have the capacity to support other people. Be as healthy as you can. Eat as clean as you can. Move your body as much as you can. Hydrate as much as you can so that the preservation can then permeate out. And people will ask you for this energy. They will literally ask you to support them if you have the 27. And if you don't understand response, then there's going to be this depletion of your battery. Now, I live on a farm. This is what I do. And this is what I watch, and how I correlate all of this stuff with human design is, if the battery isn't used properly, you guys may know this as well with your cell phone or your computer. If the battery is constantly plugged in and there's always this little bit of drain on it, then the battery starts to deplete. The acids and all of the stuff, the chemical reaction that's happening in there starts to deplete. And then all of a sudden, when you unplug it, the battery's like really low. And it takes a long time to recharge that battery. Because what the sacral center is, it's the ovaries, it's the testes. I also include the womb in here. So it's a lot of our chemical reproductive energy. And that chemical reproductive energy is creative. And if it is depleted, we cannot be creative. And when we are not creative, what happens is then we become very competitive, which then depletes everything again. Okay? So the 59 is its sexuality. How do we bond with the other person? And again, if our cup is empty, if we're relying on someone else to fill our cup, then all of a sudden the interaction and the intimacy gets a little skewed. We want to be centered in self. We want to have the intimacy. We want to know ourselves, have this intimate relationship with self first, so that our bonding can be at a healthy level, so that we can have the emotional intelligence with the other person at a higher level. So if walk through your design. Are you a sacral being? Throw it in here. I see that there's a 63 here. I see there's a 2946 here. So if you are defined, know that energy inside and out, and then watch it, witness it. Who's requesting that energy? Do you notice if you're being creatively responding, or is it a reaction from the patterns and the subconscious mind that is holding you back from moving into progression, moving into accomplishment, moving into achievement? And 3410 as well, Claudia. So there's a lot of individual activity there. So be aware of your capacity, Claudia, to truly, truly, truly be empowered. Your energy field is not designed to, it's responding to, am I going to be empowered in this? That's what it's responding to, Claudia. If there's no empowerment, if there's a disempowerment, you may notice that your sacral center kind of moves out of it. So respondability for me is a couple things. If you guys have been here on my YouTube channel or watched any of my videos, my physical body's always moving. So I have a manifester husband. He's an ego manifester husband. And he is like, it's bizarre to him how much my body moves. Like when he's talking, my head's moving, I'm shaking, I'm nodding, I'm leaning in, I'm pulling out. Everything's going on, and it can get distracting for him because that's not how he operates. But any of us that have it defined, we're designed to do that. We're designed to be responding all the time to what our open and enveloping aura is bringing towards us. There's lots happening inside of our aura all the time. Like we got a 360 happening constantly. And we're always responding. So Nicholas asks, is there empowerment energy with only the 34 or just when the channel is formed with 2 gates? No, the 34 is about empowerment. Any individual gate or circuit or channel inside human design is all about empowerment. It's all about empowerment. You know, Ben's lost mind has numerous. He's got logical collective, abstract collective, and tribal in there. So you're going to be watching people request this energy in more than one way. Okay? So know your design. Know that sacral center. Understand it. Now, if you don't have it defined and you happen to have some dormant gates hanging off of there, know that there's a portion of that gate that's also being requested because it's hanging off of the sacral center. It's creative. And the sacral center is the heart and soul of the penta, and it's also the heart and soul of the wa. Like we cannot get away from it. It's the heart and soul of the human design body graph. We cannot get away from it. One of the things Ra said was, it doesn't matter what type you are, we're actually all responding. Again, take a look at the whole human design body graph. Okay? That's actually your physical meat suit. We're talking about adrenals. We're talking about ovaries and testes. We're talking about the nervous system. We're talking about immune system, liver. Everything that's inside is inside the human design body graph. The sacral is just concerned about the hormones that are produced from the ovaries and the testes. And the ovaries and testes are designed for reproductivity. Now, I've also heard from gay people who are lesbian or gay, and they've said, like, I'm appalled. I can't believe that you just said it was all about reproductivity. No. It's creative. We're producing, okay? We're producing out of this system. Whether that be producing a meal for your family, whether that be producing an ebook to empower your clientele, whether that be producing a structure to help people with their logical movement forward, whether that be jumping into an experience to just grow and mature and learn. We're always producing. We're producing something at all times. We're producing, oxygen that we suck in, and all of a sudden we produce like this carbon footprint. So understand that we're always producing something. Our bodies are always producing something, and that's the heart and soul of the sacral center. Okay? So what's your homework? Your homework, whether or not you have this defined in your body graph, study the shit out of the sacral center. Why? It is the heart and soul of what's happening on our planet. And some of you may like or dislike how I correlate the law of attraction with the human design system. If we were to color in everything in the human design system, we have an emotional manifesting generator. Well, that's a response mechanism, and it responds over time. What happens with the universe? The universe is all of these mechanics put together. So the law of attraction it's all about response, but we have to get good at questions. And that's something I'm going to do a complete video on as well. Higher level questions give you higher level results, which give you higher level accomplishments. Okay? So know this, study this, know the gates, know the channels. If it's not defined, you also want to know it, because knowing it gives you a very, very clear indication what you're designed to respond to, and it also helps you deeply in understanding how to request the energy of someone else, right? So I'm a 3420, but I also have the 53 and the 42. I can get really, really, really caught up in just being me and being creative. So requesting that energy takes some, finesse and some panache, because I am focused on me. How can I mature in this? How can I get my people and my collective to mature in this? I also have tribal, so I have three different aspects, but it's truly about that education piece. How can I help you guys mature while I mature in this information? Like, I've been in it for 10 years. Like, I have dissected every aspect of this. And now I know when people request my energy, I totally know, I can do this, or I totally am not doing this. My body moves me. Sacral center. There's a movement there that can happen. You lean in, all of a sudden you're walking towards something. You pull out, you're walking away from something. Now, how does this, play out in business? Well, again, it's productive. This is the heart and soul of business groups, of family groups, of the WA. And if it's misunderstood, or people believe that they're responding when actually they're reacting, then there's still this miscombobulation that happens. Now, the last thing I'm going to leave you with is the very hugest misnomer that I have witnessed. I see this all the time on Instagram, and it is a total misnomer. When people say to you that you're going to be, quote unquote, lit up, your sacral center will be, quote unquote, lit up, and you'll know that, it's the right thing for you. Total misnomer. The sacral center is not an awareness center. It is only dealing with hormones, and it is not a part of the nervous system. Okay? So it is not being lit up. It is responding to the question, do I have available energy or not? It's the cosmic battery. Is there actually energy here to complete the task? The other thing that I see on Instagram as well, and I'm not bashing Instagram people either, is they flip out if they think that they're here to do the work. Well, hello, we are. We're all designed to work. It's about our strategy and how we do it. And when a generator or a manifesting generator that build their energy in the business world is doing it from a place of response, like, there is no work involved. But most of the time what I see is that they flip out because they're burnt out. Their batteries are so depleted, they've been plugged in for so long, giving it away, that they're exhausted. So there's no being lit up. This center is not about excitement. Okay, this is just strictly about responding to requests. Period. Do you have the energy to complete the task or not. That's the only thing the sacral center is concerned with. Okay? So start to pay attention to that. Really pay attention to, do I have the available energy or not? Watch the sacral center, watch the movement, listen to your noises, and that's your internal guidance system. Okay? So doing your homework, know your gates, know this energy, witness who's requesting you. Okay? All right. So until next week, and I know that my internet's a little choppy. I live out in the country, so it's not beautiful. Last week, I think, was a very, very horrible video that took place. It got really, really choppy. So hopefully you guys got the transmission today, and it's clear and it's understandable. So enjoy your homework. Enjoy watching yourself respond. And if you are not a sacral being, enjoy having the capacity to watch other people respond. See how they are responding. Are they responding? Are they reacting? What's happening? All right. Have fun. Thank you for being here.